Hello my gorgeous Capricornians, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you my gorgeous Capricorn, and it's for April 2021. So this monthly horoscope tarot card focus is for you my gorgeous Capricornians, and it's for April 2021. And you know what, I like it purely because the quite messy situation is coming to an end. And I really like this indeed, because it's the situation that did drain quite a lot when it comes to your beautiful, gorgeous energy, my beautiful Capricornians. Indeed, not only this messy situation is coming to an end. When I say messy, it means that it affected you in so many different ways, but it also started like completely out of the blue, and also it affected your life. And it's very much so important to you, because you are the one, primarily the one, when it comes to that particular messy situation in your life, who needs to put your foot through, who needs to put your foot down, you know. So it's a lot to do with you, but maybe it's a lot to do with other people that have been affected in your life at the same time. But it's down to you to kind of be very much so strong and keep moving forward, because there is a very important lesson about to unfold for you my gorgeous Capricornians. And you know what, this lesson is going to be really good for you, because there is going to be quite interesting little realization that you are going to have at the same time. And the realization that you're going to have at the same time, it's going to be quite good, because it's going to really help you to realize, you know, the inspiration in your life that you wouldn't otherwise notice. So most certainly this is going to be connected to a very powerful and very strong karmic reward, my gorgeous Capricornians. You know, I will tell you this now. That this month, when it comes to April, it's going to be like a little bit unusual, like it's going to be a little bit bizarre, but at the same time it's purely about you know, seeing and realizing certain things. It's quite good, because to you this is going to be a lot to do with the confirmation. 3 important confirmations are going to take place, and 3 important confirmations are going to be so brilliant. But then at the same time, you know, it's going to remind you that you were absolutely right with things that you have been thinking about, with things that you have been focusing on. And maybe at the time when lots of people thought like, oh my God, what are you talking about? What is he talking about? What is she talking about? When maybe lots of people couldn't understand. This is what I'm talking about, that there is something going to be proven to you, you know. And this in itself is going to be bizarre, because at the same time it's going to open your eyes, but you are also going to become aware of how strange and how unusual and how bizarre people can actually be. So as more you understand, or how dark people can actually be when it comes to their own energy. So now this is going to be like a really powerful reminder that you're actually going to have. And I like this, in specifically when it comes to like from on the 15th of April and onwards. This is the time that you need to pay attention when it comes to that particular situation. On another hand, my gorgeous Capricornians, it's basically 181. 181 is your number in numerology, and I like it, you know, because now what it means, that things that have been delayed in your life, that actually affected you big time, and it affected you without you even realizing how much this actually affected you, it's going to have like a really nice flip-flop moment. Spiritual flip-flop moment means that the actual reflection of delays and the lack of motivation that was caused at around that time, it's going to have a really nice flip-flop moment, and that is now going to turn out to be the inspiration and potential. You are going to realize something, my gorgeous Capricornians, and what you're going to realize, you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it, because it's about to change your life like in so many different ways. But in order for you to let this energy to go through, you just need to remember, sometimes things not what they are. Sometimes what you hear, you know, it may not be what it is, and it's a lot about you reading in between the lines, you know. This is deep, this is powerful, this is spiritual, this is to do with your own connection, but it's also to do with realization how unique you are, how right you were, and things like that, you know. And now it's all specifically about you really just following your path, by ignoring as much as you can things around you. It is important. It is 181 in numerology. When I said, what I said is like all about the actual inspiration and potential, but this is going to be big. This is going to be, really big. At the same time, it's going to be big because I know how much you were affected. I know how much you were slowed down, and I know how much there is a certain disappointment that you had, that you were facing, and the disappointment that you were facing is to do with you being slowed down with your lives, with your planning, and that affected you pretty much so because you felt like you couldn't maybe be yourself, or you couldn't reach towards a certain stage and certain area in your life. When it's a lot to do with the completion, but at the same time it's a lot to do with you feeling unable to do so, purely because there were lots of other aspects from outside that have been actually affecting you, and this made you feel a little bit like depressed, maybe a little bit low, a little bit down, and a little bit disappointed at the same time. So this is why I say that this inspiration and potential is just so much deeper, it's so much more powerful, it's so much relevant to all this situation than what it just seems to be, because it's to do with the completion. An important completion is going to take place. It's to do with your call. It's to do with who you are. It's to do with what you need, but it's also, I repeat, to do with you allowing yourself to be who you are, okay? And you can only do this by just basically ignoring as much as you can things around you that you will realize loads of them were quite illusional. Illusion of being entrapped, illusion of being unable to do things, and an illusion to be like slowed down. All these things are going to be connected to this. It is important time when it comes to the actual also managing your resources really wisely will be very important, but at the same time, you are gonna make a very, very smart and important decision. And the smart and important decision that you're gonna make, it's like perhaps it's to do with like a business, it's to do with your security, it's to do with your personal security and balance, especially when it comes to the financial situation and things like that. But also it's brilliant because it's going to help you to get out of the chaotic situation that brought lots of confusion into your life, and I am talking about very important, mind-blowing clarity that you're actually going to have. The most important clarity that you've had so far, my gorgeous Capricornians, is actually going to happen in April. And this clarity that you're going to have, it's going to change your life. Because almost immediately this clarity that I'm talking about is just to do with you. It's to do with your uniqueness. It's to do with you remaining objective, but then at the same time, it's you really making a very, very wise choice, And this wise choice is going to bring you recognition, in particular when it comes to your own success. And later on, this is going to be connected to a rather significant award, my gorgeous Capricornians, indeed. The second stage and the second step of this is actually going to happen in November 2021. November 2021, it's going to have an absolutely remarkable, strong, mind-blowing connection with everything that's happening right now. You are about to plant the seed. You are about to start the process. You are about to start the journey. This journey that you are going to start, my gorgeous Capricornians, you did not plan, you did not think about, you did not dream about, you did not focus on at any time in your life before. This is going to happen completely out of the blue, and the last 7 days in April 2021 are most certainly going to reveal quite a lot about exactly what I'm talking about right now. Okay, on another hand, my gorgeous Capricornians, what else I was going to say is just basically about you just having a rather victorious moment in time, but also I want to say to you about the negotiation. You will have a negotiation, my gorgeous Capricornians, and it's going to work rather amazingly brilliant for you. And the negotiation that is going to take place, it's not only going to be beneficial for you, but it's going to be beneficial for the people that are most important in your life. The people that mean to you the most. are going to benefit from this negotiation. Okay, it's a bit of a compromise that it's going to happen, but most certainly it's going to be connected to the certain vision almost immediately. So you are going to do the right thing, my gorgeous Capricornians. This is going to be remarkable, and it's most certainly going to be step out of the situation that you were maybe you needed pretty much so to be there in order to help someone else. You are pretty much so unique, you're beautiful, you're very special because you have done something, or you're about to do something that is going to help to someone in your life so much. Karmically, this is a big mind-blowing mama. Karmically, this month is a mind-blowing mama. You are amazing. Do you know why? I'm saying this, Capricornians, because you helped someone not that long ago, so close to you, or you are about to help to this person. It depends at which part of spiritual journey and karma you are, but you helped to that person in the past, like somebody very close to you, like a relative, son, daughter, wife, husband, you know, it doesn't really matter. Somebody emotionally ridiculously close to you, like very close to you. You helped them just now, or you started process of helping, and this is amazing. You don't even need to tell me this, but I can see this. It's not only about me seeing this, it's about me feeling this, it's about me sensing this in the form of a karma. This karma is going to be like a big mama indeed, because it's about to slap you in your gorgeous little facey face, and you are about to get an amazing return out of that, an amazing reward you're actually going to get. So karma is about to reward you, and the reward that you're going to get is going to again become evident in the last part of April and throughout May. It will be a very strong connection, and in particular when it comes to the 25th and the 26th and the 27th of May 2021, this is when these 3 days are also going to be like kind of like, oh my god, like ridiculously important when it comes to that reward that you helped someone. And this will be very powerful purely because you did it unselfishly. You wanted to help to someone, and now this is going to reward you. So this is why this month is going to be so interesting indeed, because your reward, it's going to be like the vision that you will have, and this is going to be an absolutely remarkable, because it's at the same time going to start the process of unfoldment, and it's going to happen in such a way where you're just going to start feeling like first of all you're going to hear about it, what you've done, and that's brilliant, and then it's going to start with you feeling very creative indeed, and this is going to start reflecting on those parts of your life that mean to you the most when it comes to expressing yourself, and expressing yourself in a unique way. The more you do that, the more successful you're actually going to be. When it comes to the actual your health, my gorgeous Capricornians, this is very important, you know. When it comes to your health, you know, I want to say also, when I said before, before I go on health, it's pretty much so the energy 181. So you see, you've got like 2 number 1. This is remarkable, mind-blowing. So the energy of number 1 is going to make the whole energy being very significant throughout the April for you, in such a sense about the inspiration. It's about potential. It's about the energy. It's about the creativity. It's about testing the water. It's about stepping in the right direction. It's about stepping in the new direction. It's about following your own path and making the most of it. And you can only do this by paying attention to things that are making you completely unique. Okay, this is important. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Capricornians, I just want to say, of course, a little bit of stomach and digestive problems, you as well. Try to make sure that you take something like organic aloe vera juice and drink it every now and then, and also like to promote friendly bacteria would be quite important. On another hand, my gorgeous Capricornians, at the same time, you are going to feel like a little bit drained. So what would I suggest you? It's to get like a nice vitamin B complex, but it need to be like completely without any like chemicals, anti-caking agents, and all the nonsense that they put in. So if you can get like a natural B vitamin complex and take this the first thing in the morning throughout April, and this is going to really boost your energy, and on top of that, it's going to be very beneficial for entire digestive system. You must make sure, if you get like a natural vitamin B complex, that B12 is made in a natural way, and you must make sure that the actual folic acid part of the B vitamin complex. Folic acid must be made in a folic way. Folate, not folic acid, but folate. Folate is a natural form of folic acid. Folic acid chemicals, no baby, no. Folate is natural version of the actual folic acid. So this is what you need to make sure. And this is going to boost your energy, and it's going to be great for entire digestive system. On another hand, of course, keep on taking organic acerola cherry powder, 1 liter glass of water every single day, 1 teaspoon, and mix it up of organic acerola cherry powder, mix it up, drink it alongside natural vitamin D and alongside zinc, and this is beautifully going to boost your immune system. And this is something that I think that you should be taking. Your skin sensitivity is going to be quite obvious. Make sure when you're using creams that they are natural. If you can eat them, you can put them on your skin. Otherwise, no baby, no. On another hand, when it comes to skin sensitivity, just make sure you understand that the deodorants that you use have got aluminium in, and if you're not using natural deodorants without aluminium, then this can affect you. So just make sure that you're using natural deodorant without aluminium to put under your armpits, and this is going to really just let your pores, to breathe, instead of blocking your pores, because aluminium can actually, what aluminium does, it's horrible because it blocks your pores, and then you just end up with a concoction of chemicals in your body. And also, I would suggest you to drink and sip every now and then. I absolutely love, I adore herbal teas. So something like organic chamomile, it's going to help you to flush out the toxins out of the system, and also organic nettle tea, it's quite mind-blowing, and also organic dandelion tea. Any of this combination is going to work ooh la la, superb when it comes to you, my gorgeous Capricornians. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant, or if you're breastfeeding, you just need to check with your doctor, or you just need to check with your GP. Only your doctor or GP can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. So now, my gorgeous Capricornius, I'm just going to see what is going to be the first date, which is going to be quite important for you. Now, the 2nd of April is oh my God. Now, this is the time when you're just kind of are going to be thinking, a lot. You're going to be in your thoughts because you have gone through something recently, and it wasn't really nice. It wasn't really on God, it was quite an unusual situation, connected to arguments, connected to somebody else who is a pretty little vile thing, somebody who's a little bit not really nice person was connected to this, and that affected you in such a way because you had to work around it, you had to do things in order to help out the situation, but it was not necessarily to do with you. Your input was pretty much needed, maybe you were doing something when it comes to a certain person who means to you so much. So this is the little bit of unhappiness and worries that I'm seeing here that you're gonna have, a little bit of unhappiness, and then again this is gonna make you worry, and that is just to do with a certain conflict, maybe with somebody being a little bit aggressive, but it's not to do with you. It's not your problem. It's not something that you created. It's created by somebody else. So this is what's going to be on your mind, and this is going to create an obstacle in itself. But you know what? That particular obstacle that you have in itself, it's actually going to end up being quite good and positive, and very much so it's going to work in your favor. So it doesn't really matter. I'm letting you know this. In fact, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th of April, the first week, it's going to be probably pretty much so about that. So it doesn't really matter, because not only this is going to work in your favor, it's going to give you a nice little satisfaction. It's going to become an important part of your accomplishment, but at the same time, you and somebody else, it's also going to learn a very important lesson out of this as well. It's to do with satisfaction, accomplishment, but at the same time, it's going to bring you joy, and this is coming from your devotion for somebody else. So it doesn't matter, because this is just going to bring you a really good news. So that's going to work pretty well. On another hand, you can find yourself being rather optimistic, after the 2nd of April in particular, the 3rd of April, 4th of April, it's all about you allowing your creativity to just go on the next level. You really need to do things that kind of make you feel good. You need to do things that make you feel really passionate, passionate about. And also you need to finish what you start. When it comes to the whole month, really from the 2nd of April until the end of the month, whatever you start, it will be fantastic to finish, because every single time you do this, it's going to be so much better to keep on leaving things behind. And when you finish what you start, the other things that are going to start the unfoldment almost immediately. And that's the energy that I'm talking about. That's the energy that is going to be spectacular throughout the actual April. I repeat, ignore the negativity, because if you're kind of focusing on the things negative around you that don't have much to do with you, you're just kind of like letting your energy to go, because you're very powerful, you're spiritual. I said this, you're rather psychic indeed. Your third psychic eye is like, hello my darling. It's like here, you know, very strong, very powerful. So Capricornius is like pretty much, so I said, you can benefit from the earthly energies like, my lord, you connect to things like immediately, you ground yourself immediately. When you meditate, you immediately get what you need to get, you see. And this is the energy that I'm talking about. This is the energy that you should be focusing on, my gorgeous Capricornius. What I want to say now, it's like all about you allowing your creativity to just go on the next level. Do things that make you feel great. Finish what you start, because as soon as you do this, you are gonna know, you're gonna have the new unfoldment. I will want to say that there are realizations about very exciting opportunities that you are going to become aware of on the 2nd of April. You're gonna become aware of the very, very important and exciting opportunities, and this is all going to make sense. It doesn't necessarily have to be the 2nd of April, but the first week of April, just focus on these opportunities that you're going to become aware of. But you will know, because your spirit, my gorgeous Capricornius, is going to respond by feeling very creative, and that in itself is going to just raise your vibration almost immediately. When we are talking about the vibration, raise your vibration, raise your vibrations. Capricornius, 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 pam, 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 Capricornius, pam, 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 pam. Raise your vibration, my gorgeous Capricornius, because you're unique, you're special, you're powerful, you're beautiful indeed. Now, the second important date, my gorgeous Capricornius, is going to be on the 15th of April. But before I go there, I would highly suggest you to get something like a period or a fool's gold, they call it as well. Look at how gorgeous, how beautiful, and how powerful this specimen actually is. This is extra high quality of the period fool's gold, my gorgeous Capricornius, and it's something that I would highly suggest you to have around you in April and May. You will need it. Your energy is going to be like a very strong, but at the same time it's going to be very perceptive when it comes to reading in between the lines and there's going to be loads of it. But at the same time, you become a little bit vulnerable. The more psychic you are, the more vulnerable sometimes you're going to be when it comes to your energy, when it comes to its balance, when it comes to its vibration. This beautiful beauty, it's going to really help you when it comes to the actual protecting your energy against all sorts of negativity and also all sorts of like a negative vibrations. And it's also going to stimulate intellect, and it's going to enhance your memory, it's going to enhance your smartness, it's going to enhance your intelligence, and it's brilliant when it comes to communication, talking, discussing things, discussing ideas, you know, stepping towards the right direction, growing spiritually and doing the right things. You know, you protect yourself against all sorts of negative energies, but at the same time you just know what is the right thing to do, you know, in particular when it comes to doubting certain things, being uncertain, being unable to make certain decisions. This is remarkable to use for so many different ways, but especially when we are growing so much throughout our spiritual journey. Just remember there's something really bizarre about yourself. It's going to be like a pretty much going to become like a main point of things that you have done in a long time, because you will be able to prove the certain point not only to other people but to yourself as well. So now this basically, if you would like to buy this, I would the link is in the description below, and by buying things from my channel you're also supporting my channel as well. Okay, so this is something that I would highly recommend you to have around you, maybe in your little bag if you go somewhere, or have it in your living area where you are spending the most of your time. You know, April and May is a must. Okay, so the second important date is going to be on the 15th of April. Now this is, listen, this is very important, because it's about the illusion of being entrapped. It's about the illusion of not being able to move on. It's about the illusion of not being able to do what you want to do. Just ignore this illusion. Just remember, because it is going to be about you, like, should I do this or not? Should I do this or not? Should I do this or not? Most certainly you should, because I can see that lots of parts of yourself are going to be like pushing you, you know, an important spiritual part of yourself is going to be pushing you towards a certain path, towards a certain journey, like you should do this. I can see you're going to be uncertain, but once you do this, once you open the door, everything is going to start changing slowly, gradually, but most certainly surely. So as soon as you feel like, oh no, I can't do this, or it's being entrapped, I'm not able to do this, no baby, no, you just go forward, and it's to do pretty much so with you being afraid to take like a certain action, and it's time to most certainly do this, because it's about your own responsibility. You know, it's an important responsibility, but it's to do with your security. It's to do with the financial things. It's all about like the finances and the secure future. Like when it comes to your finances, when it comes to your future planning, when it comes to this very strong sense of direction, but it's going to require from you to step into the unknown, but you're going to be thinking about the illusion of being entrapped. So that means few things, not only like illusion, it's not true, it's not real. Just go for it and get out of it and you will see. So it's not only like basically about the illusion of being entrapped, but it's just you not allowing yourself to kind of move forward. So this is important for you to realize what this is, my gorgeous Capricornians, what this is indeed. And also on another hand, you know, it's just like you are, this is going to be very personal time for you on the 15th of April, because you are, you know, you're going to have a really big answer here at the same time, really, really big answer. And it's pretty much so to do with like a rewards that are about to come from your hard work, from things that you have done before. But then at the same time, it's about you successfully balancing many priorities at once. So you are going to surprise yourself, and determination and the willpower, it's just going to be mind-blowing, because it's going to give you a very important recognition. Listen, Capricornians, in between the 15th of April and the end of that month, you just need to pay attention what is giving you determination, what is making you feel like woomish, what is making you feel good, what is like giving you willpower. These things that are motivating you are going to bring you an important recognition when it comes to the right people or entities that you want to be recognized by. So this is something that you need to remember. Take this like a beautiful little gold in your life, indeed, from the 15th of April until the end of that month, okay? There is a lot that is going to be answered to you, specifically within this period, indeed. The third important date, my gorgeous Capricornians, it's actually going to be on the 30th of April. Now, this is a big mama, because it's about the news that is just really going to make you feel feel so good. It's going to make you feel brilliant. It's like a news that you will want to celebrate. It's pretty much so to do with like a conclusion as well, that is almost immediately going to be relevant to this particular news that you're going to have. But also it's very important because, you know, you're going to feel great. It's as I said, it's to do with a conclusion, but at the same time it's just like a really, oh thank God, you know, you're going to feel like this, like thank God. So basically very important information and news you are going to have on the 30th of April that you're going to feel like you want to celebrate, because I know how much this is actually going to mean to you, my gorgeous Capricornians. So now, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to shuffle these cards. And I just like basically I just want to show you something, okay, these oracle cards, and I'm going to completely focus on the 30th of April, you know, how significant this news is going to be. I'm going to completely focus on the 30th of April, how significant this news is going to be, okay. So now this is what you need to do: examine unfinished business. At the same time, the new opportunity is going to become almost absolutely obvious almost immediately, okay. And it's going to require from you to carry on doing what you should be doing, carry on doing things that make you feel great, carry on doing things that you maybe left behind a little bit. The last week of April is going to be all about that. You know, you need to understand that there is this certain unfinished business that you have from the past, and you need to examine this, because it's about you examining this. It's about you attaching yourself to this energy again, but then again at the same time it's about visually you being able to see and understand, you know, the promise and the new beginning where you wouldn't normally understand this. It's just about like basically focusing on this energy and making the most of it, you see. Practice the art of transformation. So now this is basically all about you reconnecting and connecting with the nature, doing things that makes you feel really good, you know, doing things that make you feel really amazing, do things that make you feel ecstatic, but most certainly like things that make you feel great spiritually, most certainly I would like meditation, grounding, visiting the forest, hugging a tree a little bit, exchanging your energy. You know, this is going to clear out so much for you. You will see what I mean. The energy is going to be absolutely perfect. So now, my gorgeous Capricornians, also the 30th of April, you're going to become aware of that some kind of like a money that is going to come to you. Whether this is to do with a certain inheritance, it could be, or it's to do with the money that you're going to become aware of. On one hand, it's going to surprise you, but on another hand, this money is going to be connected to the other people as well. However, you're going to become aware of the certain amount of money which is slowly going to come to you. And also, what else I was going to say on the 30th of April, you know, I really like it, you know, because your weakness is slowly going to come to an end. Things that have been affecting you for the last 12 months indeed is slowly going to come to an end. You're almost going to have like some kind of premonition, you know. It's going to be really bizarre and strange, very unusual experience, but you will know what to do, because you are going to have the whole new sense of like a strength and control over your life, which is also going to pretty much so confirm the direction that you're at, and most importantly the direction that you should actually follow. There is going to be quite interesting elements of surprise that you are going to have, my gorgeous Capricornians, but it's going to be good indeed. Okay, so now what else I was going to recommend you? A gorgeous carnelian, because it's going to give you courage, it's going to restore your motivation and vitality, and also it promotes like a positive life changes, and is a good like crystal as well. But most certainly it's about the actual courage and self-esteem, because I know that a few times you are going to come across like the situations throughout April where you're going to need to respond in a certain way, and you just need to understand that you have to protect your energy at the same time. By protecting your energy, I mean you are going to make the most of it, you know. Most of this situation, when you protect your energy in such a way, when you don't let your energy to be drained, because some kind of energy vampires are going to be around you, and in order to protect your energy vampires, and you need to deal with them sometimes, and sometimes the energy vampires, they don't know that they're the energy vampires. It depends what's going on. You know, poor souls sometimes, because they don't mean to be the energy vampires, but it really depends what's going on in their lives and the spiritual energy that they actually send. It really depends. It's a deep subject, very complex, but it really depends. But in order to protect yourself, you know, and you don't let your energy to be drained, you know, carnelian, it's absolutely remarkable. And it's also good luck crystal, so you can't go wrong with this. So it's for April and May. This is something I highly suggest you, my gorgeous Capricornians, indeed. And if you buy this from my store, you're also supporting my channel as well. So the link is in the description below if you would like to get this. So now, my gorgeous Capricornians, I'm just going to see if, in the first week of April, mid-April, and the last week of April, what to kind of focus on as well. The first week of April, you know, an important little wish is going to come true, you know, and I like this, you know, because it's just something that you have been thinking about over the last 9 months, like pretty much so, very strongly, you know, you were focusing on and thinking about this, and this was at the back of your mind over the last 9 months. And, you know, now this is brilliant, because now this is going to bring you faith, and this faith is pretty much so what you needed at this moment in time, because it's going to give you that necessary and rather important push. The mid part of April is going to bring it, you know, it's all about the idea. Pay attention to the idea when it comes to the mid-April. I mentioned this before, it's very important. It's about the ideas that you are going to have, but they are going to need a little bit of refinement. So the actual May is going to have a very strong connection with everything that's happening in April. So it's going to be remarkable, and it's to do with this. It's brilliant ideas that may need refinement, but at the same time it's about you overcoming obstacle, okay? And you need to remember to remain objective and also communicate clearly. This is something that you need to do. You need to communicate and express yourself as much as you can, because there is one particular chance that you are going to have, and that chance is going to return in 1 year time. And in order to do the most and to make the most of it, it's all about the communication, explaining yourself, communicate clearly, in particular when it comes to the 15th of April until the end of that month. The last part of April, you just need to understand, this is the time to take care of yourself, please. This is the time to meditate. This is the time to ground yourself. This is the time to visit the forest. I know I keep on saying about the forest, but it's so important. We are nature. We are part of the nature. The forest is very important when it comes to us, because we are indeed spiritual beings. The forest is not only like remarkable when it comes to our own energy, we gain so much out of it, like, oh my God, but it's at the same time also like full of spirits. The forests are full of spirits, like, oh my God, I go to the forest and it's like a detox, rejuvenation, a grounding. It's remarkable. So it's like, if you could do things like that, it would be fantastic. And also, you know, you just need to basically kind of pay attention to the balance that you need to bring into your life. But listen, the last part of April, it's all about you understanding that you need to bring balance into your life. Start drinking little herbal teas that you didn't drink in a long time. Start having fun like you didn't have maybe in a long time. Start doing things that you didn't do in a long time. There are going to be loads of those things that are going to have a very important continuation, but they are most certainly part of your life, and you should be doing this. Something quite significant it's going to change at the end of April, but it's also going to remind you and refresh you so much exactly what you want to do. And the next step is going to be absolutely evident here, like there is no tomorrow. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Capricornians, yes, this. I'm just going to see what is going to happen to those of you who are in relationship. You know, for those of you who are in relationship, you're going to need to work, you know, you're going to need to work something out. Just like a little bit of argument that you're going to have. But this argument is important because, again, it's karmically connected to the past 14 months. So something happened in between you two, and there was a certain argument or misunderstanding that occurred. And because this is important part of you, important part of your spiritual journey and karma, you need to work on it. So it's going to be keep on coming back until you work on it, and until you make some kind of outcome, like a solution. Until you work out what the problem is, this is going to be keep on coming back. So karmically, this is quite important, my gorgeous Capricornians, indeed. So there is something going to bounce back, like the certain problem that is going to make you feel like a little bit, oh God, but then you're going to need to discuss this, and this is going to be really important. On another hand, you know what? It's basically an idea. Your partner is going to have a really good idea. Your partner is going to have a really great idea. It may not seem like, oh my God, to start with, but I think that this is something that you should kind of pay attention to, because that idea is coming from someone very deep, very spiritual, and very powerful, and that idea is going to be remarkable for both of you, and it is not going to seem as big or as great or as important as it actually is. So pay attention to the idea that your partner is going to come up. This is going to be something really, really important, and also at the same time it's going to be the step in the right direction, the beginning of a mind-blowing planning. It's going to take place, and each day this is going to make you feel, both of you, more special and more excited and more happier. Things that didn't make sense, they're slowly going to start making sense when it comes to the direction for both of you. So it's important. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to see what is going to happen to those of you Capricornians who are single and ready to ooh la la. Okay, so for those of you who are single and ready to mingle, what is April going to be like? Oh God, you see this? This is Eight of Swords. It's like, oh my God. It's all about the moment that you're going to have. And the moment that you're going to have, it's to do with you. It's to do with realization, whether you are ready or whether you are not. It looks like to me like lots of you are maybe not ready for the actual relationship, you know? So it's about you realizing first and coming to terms with the fact that you can like have a relationship. You can start a relationship if you want, and at the same time, you know, you're going to release something, because it looks like to me that first of all you need to come to terms with something. You need to release a certain situation, or perhaps a certain person out of your life. You know, it's, you see, you have been affected by the certain illusion that you should get rid of, and now this is something that you need to first of all pay attention to, my gorgeous Capricornians. And here we go, Page of Cups. Here we go, here we go, here we go. So now basically once you do that, so first of all you need to realize what is this illusion. You know, you need to block, you need to stop yourself from moving on. I'm not saying, oh my God, you're doing it, but I think subconsciously somehow you have blocked yourself from letting someone into your life until you just become positive and optimistic. And as soon as you do this, look, somebody's going to start walking into your life, and it's not even going to be that long. Otherwise I wouldn't see this. That person is like not that far from you already as it is. So it's all about you allowing this, and it's a lot to do with the continuation of the process. You know, it's a lot to do with you continuing certain process, and once you find yourself on that path, this is the time when this person will walk into your life. It could be like in April, but it could be in May, because April and May are very, very strongly connected indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I love every single one of you. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you, my gorgeous Capricornians. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium.